Craig Ferguson is a charismatic Scottish-American comedian and the host of a talk show. Recently, he opened up about someone who played a significant role in his life. During the tender revelation, Ferguson spoke of love that was a meaningful part of his life, and which got his fans both intrigued and amazed. In this video, we would therefore take a closer look at Ferguson's life and career, underlining the touching confession of the great impact this individual would have on him. Early life and career of Craig Ferguson. Born on May 17, 1962 in Springburn, Glasgow, Scotland, Craig Ferguson was brought up in the suburban town of Cumbernauld with his working-class parents, Robert and Janet Ferguson. He began his music career playing drums in punk bands, one of which he would later describe, humorously, as one of the worst bands in the UK, called Exposure. After his short music stint, he was a bartender at the local pub. That is where Sir Michael Boyd, then an artistic director at the Tron Theatre, had encouraged him to take up acting. Ferguson started to act in small, poorly paid roles until he became a real success on the UK comedy scene. His big break came with the BBC show The Ferguson Theory, followed by hosting gigs on shows like Friday at the Dome and 2000 Not Out. In 1995, Ferguson leaped the States to star in the ABC sitcom Maybe This Time, alongside Betty White. He was most cemented into American television from 1996 to 2003 as Nigel Wick on The Drew Carey Show. But Ferguson didn't stop there. His talents moved well beyond acting alone. He wrote, then starred in such films as Saving Grace and The Big Tease, and he made his directing debut with the film I'll Be There, which picked up several awards at festivals, including the Audience Award at the Aspen Film Festival. Not to mention his famous voiceovers for Disney's Winnie the Pooh and the How to Train Your Dragon series. His stand-up is no less impressive. Several specials like A Wee Bit of Revolution and I'm Here to Help both received Grammy nominations, and performances at iconic places like Carnegie Hall and Radio City Music Hall. He still tours all over North America to this date. Recently, Ferguson's career has taken on new dimensions. He hosted Celebrity Name Game, for which he won a couple of daytime Emmys and the Peter Ustinov Comedy Award at the 2013 Banff World Media Festival. In 2023, he announced a new late-night talk show called Channel Surf. Ferguson also has quite a few award-winning books written by him, as testified to by novels like American on Purpose, which chronicled his path to U.S. citizenship back in 2008, as well as novels like Between the Bridge and the River back in 2006, and Riding the Elephant in 2020, that tend to exemplify the range of Ferguson as a writer. Guest stars of The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. Craig Ferguson was known to cut his mold during his run hosting CBS's The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson from 2005 to 2014. He has been very much contrary to the grain, especially since the show rested on more natural conversations rather than rehearsed banter. This gained him a lot of critical acclaim, including a Peabody Award in 2009 for an interview he did with Archbishop Desmond Tutu, pulling in a stellar 2 million viewers per episode. Ferguson's show remains popular today, with clips still racking up millions of views on YouTube. During his time hosting the show, he welcomed special guests, including celebrated French actress Marion Cotillard. With her stunning performances in both French and foreign films, Cotillard has captured the hearts of the mass audience. She was born on September 30, 1975 in Paris, France, and grew up in an artistic family. Her father was an actor and a mime artist, while her mother was an actress. The acting bug was planted early in the mind of Cotillard, and following studies in Conservatoire d'Art Dramatique in Orléans, she made her screen debut at 18 years in the television series Highlander, way back in 1992. Cotillard's career picked up after playing Lily Bertineau in the French Taxi film series, which besides being a massive success, also earned her a nomination for the César Award for Most Promising Actress. She continued to cement her reputation in the film A Very Long Engagement, for which she won the César Award for Best Supporting Actress in 2004. Still, with La Vie en Rose in 2007, her international breakthrough came when Cotillard was to play the iconic French singer Edith Piaf. That won her the Academy Award for Best Actress, thus becoming the first actress to win an Oscar for a performance largely in French. Notably, there's one highlight of Cotillard on The Late Late Show where she just had this playful, flirtatious moment with Ferguson. Includes their trash talk. Ferguson is in his element. He is funny, but he talks to the guests directly. Self-deprecating wit from Ferguson combined with the compliments about how lovely and talented Cotillard makes this relaxed and lighthearted in providing Cotillard to play the charm card and quick wit that is probably a fan favorite. Olivia Munn, one of America's most influential actresses, models, and public activists, was one of his more memorable guests on the show. Lisa Olivia Munn was born in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma on July 3, 1980, to a mother of Chinese-Vietnamese ancestry and a father of German-Irish descent. Such a heritage combination has set her apart in Hollywood. Munn spent part of her childhood in Tokyo, Japan, since her stepfather was in the military, hence exposing her to a diverse set of cultures. Later, upon returning to the United States, she studied journalism at the University of Oklahoma, though she also did some acting. The first huge breakout for Munn happened in 2006 with her co-host duties on G4's Attack of the Show, in which she became a fan favorite by showing off her knowledge of video games and pop culture. This translated into guest appearances, including her getting drafted into HBO's The Newsroom from 2012 to 2014, where she took on the role of Sloane Sabbath, and film work such as Iron Man 2, Magic Mike, and X-Men Apocalypse, where she portrayed Psylocke. Besides her very successful acting career, Olivia Munn has been quite outspoken about various issues related to social concerns, especially issues of gender equality and harassment. Being an avid participant in the #MeToo movement, her voice rang out loud and clear as she spoke about harassment, addressing issues regarding the well-acclaimed director Brett Ratner in 2017. All of her activism has made her a popular, influential celebrity here in Hollywood, and all her many talents as an entertainer have further secured her in this position. Over the last few years, Munn has been working professionally in different ways, having to face serious personal problems. In November 2021, she gave birth to a son named Malcolm from comedian John Mulaney. In March of 2024, Munn announced very publicly she had been diagnosed with cancer of the breast. As to the treatment and recovery process, she stays optimistic. While on The Late Late Show, Craig Ferguson interviewed Olivia Munn a couple of times, really bringing out her charm and showcasing Ferguson's unique interviewing style, which blended humor with spontaneity. One such interview started with Ferguson jokingly broaching the possibility that he should not have Munn on his show because some guys would just never be able to live down how beautiful she was. That contributed to a playful and engaging exchange. They often bantered with humorous jokes and personal anecdotes from their lives. In these interviews, Munn often plugged her various movies and television shows that were coming up. For example, Munn promoted her film I Don't Know How She Does It by using Ferguson to interrogate her about the themes of the film, but adding personal anecdotes to make the stories appeal to the audience. The candid moments from Munn about her life in Hollywood and what it truly means to be an Asian American actress in a sea of white faces made Ferguson's interviews unique from others. It made her even more endearing to the people watching, because she was very honest and relatable. Morena Baccarin was born on June 2, 1979, in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. She is a Brazilian-American actress known for her versatility in both film and television. At 7 years old, she moved to New York City with her family and later went on to graduate from the prestigious Juilliard School as a prelude to an eventual career in entertainment. Baccarin entered her first acting projects through theater, later followed by her film debut with the independent film Perfume in 2001. She got her first starring role when she played the character Inara Serra for Joss Whedon's series Firefly in 2002 and its feature sequel Serenity in 2005. She continued to get more and more recognition for her lead character Jessica Brody in Showtime's Homeland, which ran from 2011 to 2016, earning her an Emmy nomination for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series in 2013. Other high-profile projects she did afterwards included Deadpool in 2016 and Deadpool 2 in 2018, where she played Vanessa Carlyle. These projects sealed her position in Hollywood. She is also versatile in Gotham, where she took on the role of Dr. Leslie Tompkins between 2014 and 2019, and in V, which ran from 2009 to 2011, where she played Anna, the leader of the alien visitors. Besides her great work in acting, Baccarin is also an activist on several issues, including refugees, through agencies such as the International Rescue Committee. Morena Baccarin's interviews on The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson are always memorable because of her playful flirting and banter. Craig Ferguson was often making fun of her good-looking features and charms, considering how fun it all was. He also teased once that she might easily distract him during the interview. She also shared personal anecdotes about growing up and her career path. These were moments where one got to see the real person. She spoke very fondly of her time on Firefly, thanking the show for affording her a solid base of fans. Ferguson did an exemplary job of asking fun, often playful questions or issuing light challenges to Baccarin, yielding some great responses that showcased her quick wit and her ability to engage with a crowd. The interview here not only delivered Baccarin's talent, but also her adeptness at using humor and charm to impress upon an audience. Malin Akerman was born on May 12, 1978 in Stockholm, Sweden. This Swedish-Canadian actress, producer, and model has made quite a niche for herself in the entertainment world. At 2 years old, her family relocated to Toronto, Canada, and Akerman started early in show business. She entered the world of entertainment at the tender age of 17, after she had won the Canadian title of Ford Supermodel. This victory brought her to Europe, where she modeled for 3 years. Her true ambition had been to be a child psychologist. However, after taking on a guest role in the Canadian series Earth: Final Conflict back in 1997, she took a turn toward becoming an actress. In the early 2000s, Malin Akerman appeared with Relic Hunter in the year 2000 and Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle in 2004. Following her major break in 2009 with the role of Laurie Jupiter as Silk Spectre 2 in Zack Snyder's high-budgeted epic Watchmen, brought her acting abilities into light and launched her into the eye of the entertainment business. Since then, Akerman has appeared in a wide variety of films and series. These include the 2009 romantic comedy The Proposal, in which she played support to Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds, and Rock of Ages, in which in 2012 she played the role of Constance Sack and sang along with Tom Cruise. She also took part in Gotham, playing the role of Dr. Leslie Tompkins in this series based on DC Comics from 2015 to 2019. Apart from being an actress, Akerman had also ventured into music as the lead vocalist for the alternative rock band The Pedal Stones. They released their first album, Stung, in 2005 before she decided to zero in her focus on acting. Akerman remains active in both film and television. She also played the role of Lara Axelrod in the series Billions, which ran from 2016 to 2022, and was in films such as Chick Fight from 2020 and The Sleepover from the same year. This brings out her versatility as an actress, since she goes from genre to genre with great finesse. Malin Akerman had quite a number of memorable appearances on The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. Considering the amount of palpable chemistry between them, playful flirtation overtook her interaction with Ferguson himself, which was amazing. Indeed, Ferguson never missed an opportunity to tease Akerman about her beauty and charm. One time, he even jokingly declared his admiration for her looks in a manner the tone would remain light and entertaining. Akerman shared personal stories of growing up in Sweden and Canada and her transition from modeling to acting. The audience was then able to connect with her on a more personal level. Akerman would always tell funny stories about her career during interviews, from on-set experiences with Watchmen. Ferguson would playfully interrogate her about those stories. Most of the time, challenges or questions thrown at her by Ferguson sounded very funny. He would ask Akerman to show him something or a funny thing that happened in the past, making their interviews memorable and a lot of fun to watch. She was born Michelle Lynn Monaghan on March 23, 1976 in Winthrop, Iowa, to Sharon Hamill, who ran a daycare center, and Robert L. Monaghan, a factory worker and farmer. The youngest of 3 children and the only girl, Monaghan is of Irish and German descent and was brought up with traditional Midwestern values. Monaghan attended Columbia College in Chicago, where she studied journalism for 3 years. To make ends meet, she began modeling, moving to New York City full-time in 1999 to pursue the craft. She has done shoots for several fashion brands and graced a few magazine covers. She made her television debut in 2000, guest starring on Young Americans and Law & Order, Special Victims Unit. In 2001, she appeared in a bit part in Perfume. However, it was 2002 that saw the biggest breakthrough in Monaghan's career when she co-starred as Kimberly Woods on the television series Boston Public. This led to larger roles in both television and film. Over the years, she has built an enviable filmography. She played alongside Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, 2005, and Julia Mead in Mission Impossible franchise, Mission Impossible 3, 2006, Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol 2011, Mission Impossible Fallout 2018. Her Gone Baby Gone 2007 saw widespread critical acclaim. Monaghan earned a Golden Globe nomination for her performance as Lisa Tragnetti in the HBO series True Detective 2014. She has also starred as Sarah Lane in the series The Path from 2016 until its end in 2018, having been involved in some other films as well, including Eagle Eye 2008, Maid of Honor 2008, and St. Judy 2018. Monaghan continues to work on notable projects, including the series Bad Monkey coming in 2024, and films like Maxine 2024 and The Family Plan 2023. In August 2005, Monaghan married Peter White, a graphic designer whom she met at a party in Manhattan. They also have 2 children together. Monaghan is also acknowledged for her philanthropic work, especially concerning children's health initiatives. Michelle Monaghan's visits to The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson were always laced with wit and memorable as a result of their great rapport with each other. Ferguson often headed out of his way to describe just how beautiful Monaghan was and how charming she was, almost always with something to raise the art of banter in their lighter moments. In an interview once, he jocularly referred to the trouble he would be in if he were married to someone as good-looking as she is an incident which brought out their natural rapport. Monaghan talked about her career in a light-hearted manner, including the time she has spent working with Tom Cruise on the Mission Impossible films. She said he was down to earth, despite his superstar status, laughing as she spoke of Hollywood. Another great guest on the show was Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle was born on August 4, 1981, in Los Angeles, California, to Doria Ragland, an African-American social worker and yoga instructor, and Thomas Markle, a lighting director with Mexican and English ancestry. Her parents divorced when Meghan was 6, but both remained involved in her life. She thus grew up in a diverse environment and had an early sense of social justice. At just 11 years old, Meghan Markle became an early activist when she penned a protest letter to Procter & Gamble over a ad for Ivory dishwashing soap. Her letter was so persuasive that the company changed its slogan, launching her lifetime of advocacy work. Meghan attended the private all-girls Catholic school called Immaculate Heart High School. She furthered her studies at Northwestern University, class of 2003, with a double major in theater and international studies to give her a good background upon which to enter the workforce. The actress began her acting career by taking up very minor roles in television shows like General Hospital 2002, guest starring in shows such as CSI NY and 90210. Her breakthrough came in the year 2011 when she landed the role of Rachel Zane on the USA Network's legal drama Suits. The series ran 7 successful seasons from 2011 to 2018, catapulting Meghan into the spotlight, gaining her considerable recognition. In addition to the television success, Meghan had film credits including, but not limited to, Horrible Bosses. She was a freelance calligrapher before her marriage to Prince Harry, creating wedding invitations for celebrities, which were among other jobs that showed her various talents. She has also been very much involved in philanthropy in the course of her career. She was a global ambassador for World Vision Canada, where she advocated for women's rights at the United Nations. In 2015, Meghan gave an impassioned speech at the UN Women's Conference to further her position as an awesome advocate for social justice in the pursuit of gender equality. After her marriage to Prince Harry back in May 2018, Meghan remained vigorous in activism and became known as the Duchess of Sussex. In the company of Harry, Meghan also founded the Archewell Foundation nonprofit organization devoted to mental health awareness, gender equality, and community service. Meghan spearheaded initiatives like Together, our community cookbook aimed at supporting the women affected by the fire in Grenfell Tower. In January 2020, Meghan and Harry announced that they wanted to step back from their senior royal roles to pursue financial independence and focus more on their family. The couple has since relocated to North America, where they have taken part in several media deals, including a multi-year deal with Netflix to produce documentaries and children's programming. In June 2021, Meghan released her first children's book, inspired by her relationship with Harry and their firstborn son, Archie. She also hosts the podcast Archetypes, which delves into the labels that hold women back, further using her voice to speak out on important social issues. Coming from the most scrutinized family in history, she has been at the eye of a storm with innumerable friction touching on her status in the royal family and issues of race. Yet Meghan has remained unflinching as an outspoken advocate to create social change by using her platform to address and fight systemic injustices. Meghan Markle's guest appearances on The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson were full of playful flirtation and engaging dialogues, with the two gaining a very good on-screen chemistry. He often complimented Markle over her physical appeal and charisma, and once, before she became so popular as the Duchess of Sussex, he made an even funnier comment about how he was lost in her eyes talking about her Suits character. And for that, he laughed it off with Meghan and the audience. During the conversations, Markle spoke to her entertaining anecdotes from Suits, sharing hilarious behind-the-scenes moments with her castmates. She shared how she balanced her acting career with other ventures like calligraphy, hence giving a glimpse into her multifaceted life. Ferguson would often make requests for Markle to take light jabs or playful challenges that eventually drew in much laughter. He would even sometimes tease her about filming intensive scenes, or humorously refer to her past as a briefcase girl on Deal or No Deal, and the audience was delighted by the quick-witted and entertaining responses. Their conversations often ranged over issues of pop culture and current events. And with Markle's quick wit, she could playfully interact with Ferguson's comments about life in Hollywood and concerns about society. The interactions were both informative and fun. Craig Ferguson's personal life. Turning to Craig Ferguson's personal life, his first marriage was to Anne Hogarth, which took place on October 20, 1983, in New York City. At that time, Ferguson was still in the early stages of his career, and their relationship faced big tests, characterized by youthful enthusiasm. Anne Hogarth, who loves art, met Ferguson before he gained great fame as a comedian and TV host. They married when Ferguson was only 21 years old, and the couple resided in New York City. Their marriage, until 1986, also had its share of professional and personal challenges. Ferguson's memoir, American on Purpose, discusses his challenges during that period, including struggles with substance use that impacted his personal relationships. Real success came when he joined the cast of The Drew Carey Show in 1996, after his divorce from Ferguson. Despite the hardships he faced in this marriage, Craig Ferguson has stated in interviews how all these experiences helped him grow and mature as a person. Anne Hogarth, meanwhile, led a discreet life from that very moment of their separation, and thus stands as one of the private ex-wives of Craig Ferguson. Craig was also married to Sasha Ferguson, née Sasha Gabriella Corwin, from July 18, 1998, until the following September in 2004. The couple has a son named Milo Hamish Ferguson, born in 2001. The relationship between Ferguson and Sasha began in 1995, 3 years before the marriage. The relationship was both a personal and professional match. At that period, Craig gained leading popularity from the television sitcom The Drew Carey Show, while Sasha was continuing her acting career and other business. Indeed, she also acted in the film The Big Tease, 1999, which Craig co-wrote and starred in true collaboration of minds and talents. It was a very singular marriage, piecing together the cultural heritage of the bride and groom in a formidable way. The wedding, officiated by a female rabbi in a Jewish ceremony, had Craig wearing a kilt and a skull cap, merging Scottish and Jewish traditions. About 150 guests attended the intimate event, which included entertainment personalities such as Drew Carey and Anthony Head. The cake comically took the shape of a fish stick, as that was one of his favorite foods. The couple had their son Milo in 2001, and Ferguson has spoken about how becoming a father fixed their marriage. But then he says in his memoirs, he felt a gradual realization of their growing apart when Milo was 2 years old. Ferguson said that with the stressors of parenting and personal struggles at the time, his relationship was put to more stress. By 2004, after 6 years of marriage, Craig and Sasha finally divorced. The separation was amicable, yet it underlined the challenges they faced given Ferguson's burgeoning fame and personal problems with substance abuse and mental health. Since the breakup of their marriage, they have both continued to support their son Milo's ventures. After the divorce, Sasha Ferguson tried her hand at various career ventures, starting a James Bond-type spy school that trains women. She is quite an entrepreneur and proves that she is independent, bound, and determined to make her mark and not just live her life as Mrs. Ferguson. The third time's a charm, as they say, for Craig's third and current marriage is to one Meghan Wallace Cunningham. So far, this is the longest marriage he has been in. They met in 2005 through mutual friends, and soon enough the friendship blossomed into romance. Both found a perfect match in each other since both were into the arts and understood the trials and tribulations of being in the entertainment world. The very private ceremony took place on December 21, 2008, at her family farm in Chester, Vermont, where Ferguson and Wallace Cunningham exchanged their vows. There were only about 15 guests who could attend this very intimate wedding, with Ferguson donning his traditional Scottish kilt and Meghan wearing a knee-length dress to reflect their unique personalities and backgrounds. On the 31st of January 2011, the couple was blessed with their first child, Liam James Ferguson. The birth of the son drew them closer, adding another angle to this relationship. Ferguson has spoken of how the birth of another baby has again filled his life and drawn him and Meghan closer. Meghan works as an art dealer and has sustained her career while supporting the efforts of Ferguson. She has been behind the scenes in several of his projects, including as a consulting producer for Craig Ferguson, Does This Need to Be Said?, and starring in 2017 in the web series Couple Thinkers, which they've co-created. It covered different topics with well-known guests featuring their dynamics as a couple. They have one of those relationships that are founded on humor and mutual respect. The two recently talked about how much they enjoy teasing each other and how comfortable they feel together at a series of public appearances, including during a 2017 Facebook Live event. Well, this is usually one of those fail-safe ways of noticing that two people are just meant to be together. Ferguson has often joked about the relationships he's messed up in the past, and his determination for this one not to follow suit, further evidence of the solid ground he shares with Meghan. Unlike his other marriages, Ferguson's relationship with Meghan has thus far thrived, considering he has been through severe substance abuse and other psychological problems in the past. Meghan's support has been very significant in his fight against these personal demons, and their enduring partnership attests to growth and maturity, as both try to contribute positively to each other's lives. Of all the guests, which one did you enjoy the most on Craig Ferguson's The Late Late Show? Share your thoughts in the comments. I see you in the next video.